Are you looking for 8 best things to do in Vancouver? Vancouver is supposed to be skilled outdoors. Thanks to its temperate weather and abundance of rain, the metropolis has its honest percentage of lush outside spaces, the biggest amongst them being Stanley Park. If you are now no longer up for on foot its almost 1,000 acres, go to a number of the metropolis's different cherished outside points of interest like Queen Elizabeth Park or VanDusen Botanical Garden. For actual thrill, take a stroll throughout the Capilano Suspension Bridge, which hovers 230 feet above Capilano River. When you are prepared to refuel, you may have your choose of scrumptious marketplace eats at Granville Island and Lonsdale Quay. And in case you want a touch assist navigating the metropolis's wonderful eating scene, join up for one of the nice Vancouver meals excursions. Here is the list of 8 best things to do in Vancouver. 1. Stanley Park. This almost 1,000-acre park at the tip of Vancouver's thumb is domestic to a number of the metropolis's favorite, maximum visited points of interest. In fact, you may without problem spend greater than an afternoon right here, and nonetheless now no longer see the whole lot this city oasis has to offer. If you need to revel in the park the manner the locals do, stroll, cycle or jog across the almost 20-mile seawall that hugs Vancouver's waterfront. The route begins off evolved on the Vancouver Convention Center and ends at Spanish Banks Beach Park. If you are now no longer up for the stroll, you may discover numerous motorcycle condominium agencies close to the park. 2. Granville Island. This former commercial webpage is now certainly considered one among Vancouver's maximum cherished neighborhoods. Practically its very own mini metropolis, Granville Island's former factories now residents modern-day eating places, galleries, and theaters. But the primary draw right here is the Granville Island Public Market, frequently defined as one of the nice open-air markets in North America. Among the apparently countless aisles of clean produce and nearby crafts, you may discover loads of meal stalls promoting the whole lot from baked items to ethnic snacks. 3. Queen Elizabeth Park. Attracting greater than 6 million traffic a year, Queen Elizabeth Park is certainly considered one among Vancouver's maximum famous outside spaces. Spread out throughout almost 130 acres, the park functions a rose lawn, a meticulously manicured quarry lawn, and an arboretum with approximately 1,500 local and individual trees. When you are now no longer admiring the park's flora, head in the Bloedel Conservatory to go to the fauna. The conservatory functions greater than 120 free-flying individual birds, now no longer to say 500 tropical plant life, and 3 exclusive weather zones. Fuller, Kitsilano Beach. When the climate's nice, comply with Vancouverites right all the way down to the beaches of English Bay to Kitsilano Kits Beach. Often in comparison to Venice Beach, this coastline alongside the northern fringe of Kitsilano is the metropolis's maximum famous swim spot, mainly for the metropolis's 20-something crowd. When you are now no longer enjoyable at the sand or admiring the skyline perspectives, you may discover regions for inline skating and volleyball, together with tennis courts and a playground. Visitors do warn that the seashore can get pretty busy in summertime season. However, it's miles easy and constantly has proper vibes. 5. Spanish Banks Beach. Spanish Banks boasts some functions that sit at other than the metropolis's different cherished shorelines. Thanks to its area approximately 5 miles northwest of downtown Vancouver, Spanish Banks is the least crowded and maximum quiet. It's additionally the nice area to attempt your hand at skimboarding, a pass among browsing, and skateboarding. Because of the low tidal conditions, if the seawater is just too cold, there are lots of volleyball courts to be had for choose-up games. Visitors name the seashore lovely and say exploring at low tide may be masses of fun, mainly for children. 6. VanDusen Botanical Garden. Often defined via way of means of tourists as a hidden gem, the VanDusen Botanical Garden is unfolded throughout 55 acres with inside the middle of Vancouver. Recent traffic known as the lawn very peaceful. The lawn functions numerous sections, inclusive of a stone lawn and a hedge maze, a favorite amongst beyond traffic. But possibly the maximum famous function of VanDusen is the Laburnum Walk, defined at the lawn's internet site because the maximum photographed region of its 55 acres. 7. Yaletown. Vancouver's definitive overdue nighttime warm spot, Yaletown has progressively elevated in recognition because it converted from a warehouse district to the stylish region it's miles today. Often in comparison to New York City's Soho neighborhood, Yaletown functions elegant boutiques, eating places, and hotels. Even in case you do not plan to dangle your hat at Opus, you need to nonetheless plan to test out the hotel's cocktail living room of the equal name. 8. Grouse Mountain. Towering over North Vancouver, Grouse Mountain has been a famous outside getaway for years, mainly for the reason that perspectives from the summit span the whole metropolis on a clean day. Originally used simplest for skiing, Grouse now gives year spherical sports, inclusive of the Grouse Grind, a almost 2-mile path frequently stated via way of means of citizens as Mother Nature's stairmaster. During the winter, a favorite time for locals, you may have a bevy of sports to occupy your time. Grouse Mountain slopes boast 33 ski and snowboard runs, 4 chairlifts, and 6 terrain parks, now no longer to say 4 snowshoeing trails.